Let's do this. So, shifting perspective with yoga. You know, when you get to your mat, every time is different. So some days you may be feeling tired, stressed. So how can you use yoga poses, breath, right, meditation to shift things, whether it's your energy, your thoughts, you know, the quality of your breath. So with that being said, we're gonna be spicing things up a little bit today. So I invite you, you know, to be open, heart, mind, and just see what it feels like, you know, to perhaps trying something that's completely new for you. We get to explore some inversions, so headstand, arm balances, and handstand. All right, so we're gonna do some drills to prepare the body. And again, don't feel forced, you know, listen to your body, honor yourself. So I hope y'all enjoy it. With that being said, let's get started right away standing. So coming to the top of your mat, bring your feet to touch, bring your ankles to touch. So really zip up through the leg, building a strong foundation here. You can close your eyes or just find a soft gaze. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Roll them back and down. Do this 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, circle those shoulders down. Last one. Good, and then sweep your arms up. Take your right hand to your left wrist. Reach up and over to the right, just adding a little bit of a side stretch here. And then come back to center. Inhale. Switch sides, exhale. Again, keep pressing through the feet. Good, come back to center. Stretch your arms up, breathe in. Exhale, cactus your arms, add a baby back bend here. So you're pressing the hips forward, opening the chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale with the flat back, soften the knees, fold. Big breath in, press your hands on your shins. And big breath out, fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, take that side stretch once again. You can even step your feet a little bit wider now. See if you can find something new here. As you reach to the right, press even more through your left foot. Now start to bend your knee. Start to fold, draw a circle, switch your hands, come up to the other side. So now we're reaching to the left. Square off the shoulders. Untuck your chin. Come back to center, breathe in. Exhale again, cactus your arms, squeeze the shoulder blades behind your back. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, flat back, fold. Breathe in to lengthen. Breathe out, release. Last one, inhale to rise. Right hand and left wrist, reach up and over. Now you can start to add a little bit of balancing here. Either just pressing the big toe on the floor or start to lift your leg. Curl the toes, lots of energy here, especially through that foundation, the base, which is your right foot, right leg. And come back to center. Switch your hands, exhale, reach to the left. 3 breaths here. Start to deepen the inhales and exhales. Come back to center, inhale. Lace the fingers behind your back, exhale. Big breath in and breathe out, fold. 3 breaths. Allow that low back to start to release, the back of the legs to stretch. Shake your head yes and no. Open and close your mouth. Check in with yourself. Release your hands to the floor. Step back to your plank. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale, lower to your belly. Peel the chest open. Cobra pose, Bhujangasana. It can be a very small cobra for now as we start to warm up. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Take a moment. Spread your fingers wide, engage your arms, your legs, relax the shoulders, the neck, your face. Bend your knees, look forward, make your way to the top of your mat. Big breath in and slow breath out. Now inhale to rise. Reach your arms up, lift your heels off the ground. Just hold your hands here at the heart center. You're gonna play a little bit with balance, so bring your heels down and then inhale, come up. Very simple, but just observing the breath. So lift your heels and bring your heels down. Last one, inhale, exhale. You're gonna lift your heels again and then your arms as well. Take that twist, so open twist to your right. Keep your hips square. Back to center, breathe in. To the left, breathe out. Good, back to center. Let's take a diver's pose here. So soften the knees, but keep lifting your heels. Open the chest, pull the belly in. Bring your heels down to the ground. See if you can touch your fingertips on the floor. Sit really low and then stretch your arms out for chair pose, Utkatasana. So your heels can be touching, big toes touching and knees touching, otherwise feet and knees hip width apart. One more breath here. Sit a little bit lower and fold. Take an inhale, exhale, plant your hands. You can step or jump, move through your flow. You can take cobra or upward dog. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, make your way to the top of your mat. So moving through some sun salutations to warm up. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale to rise. Come to your tippy toes here. Open twist to your right. Again, don't let that hip follow you. Come back center. Inhale. Open twist to the left. Exhale. Back to your center. Diver's pose. Lift your heels. Reach arms back. Trust yourself. Bring your heels back down. Sit nice and low. Hands to the heart center. We're gonna twist a little bit more here. So take a big breath in. You can either just twist to your right and reach your arms out, or hook your elbow outside your right leg. Keep your weight on your heels. Maybe you even pick up your toes off the ground. Press the palms firmly. Breathe. Back to center. Inhale. Twist to your left. Exhale. Let those quads burn a little bit here. Embrace the fire. Embrace maybe the shake. And release. Come back to center. Fold. Inhale. Create space. Exhale. Plant your hands. Move like you. Take a back bend of your choice. Meet me in downward dog. pause here. Appreciate the moment of stillness. Raise your right leg to the sky. Step your right foot forward. Pivot your left foot. So left heel is on the ground. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Square off your hips, so both hip points face forward here. Get nice and strong here through the legs. Make sure your tailbone is nice and long, reaching down towards the floor. Lift your gaze a little bit more. Breathe into that mid and upper back. Now lace your fingers behind your back. Take an inhale, opening the shoulders a bit more here. Fold. So since we're going to be working with inversions, right, handstand, headstand, we need to warm up those shoulders as well. All right, release your hands towards the top left corner of your mat. Keep squaring the hips. Notice if that right hip wants to shift out. One more breath here. Good. Walk your hands back towards the midline here. So now keep your left hand on the ground. Either do a supported side plank, or you're going to stack both feet here. So for supported, your right foot steps in front. Otherwise, hold it here. If you want a little bit more challenge, you're going to thread the needle. Bring that right arm under and then reach up. You're going to feel your obliques here working. We have one more breath. Back to regular plank. Breathe in and breathe out. Flow. Downward dog. Starting to wake up the core. Cultivating that inner fire. Tapping into our strength. Breathe your left leg high. Step your foot forward. Right heel comes down to the ground. Rise, warrior one. Always take your time during your transitions, right? There's no need to rush. Yoga is about attention, about intention. Feel your feet pressing on the ground here. Lace your fingers behind your back. Breathe in and breathe out, fold. Let the crown of the head reach down towards the ground. Remember, if you're feeling tired today, as you flow on your mat, you can always skip the flow, right? The what we call vinyasa. Preserve your energy. Release your hands towards the top right corner. Get a little bit more into the hip. Don't be afraid to bend that front knee. Relax your toes. Notice if you start to grip them on the mat. Final one. Walk your hands back towards the midline. We're going to transition into that side plank. So your right hand stays on the ground. Again, you can do supported and just hold it here. Or you can stack both hips and feet. Take a big breath in. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. And you can do this with your right knee on the ground for a little bit more support. Back to your regular plank. Inhale. Exhale, flow. Or just find a resting pose, which can be downward dog or child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. One more time. Take a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. One more time, just like that. Breathe in and breathe out. Take your right leg high. Tap your right knee to your right elbow. Bring shoulders forward. Inhale, reach back. Right knee to left elbow. Press back. Stack your right hip open. Here you can pause or you can take a wild thing. So wild thing, you keep your left leg straight, stay on the ball of your right foot. So it's like flipping the dog, but instead of bending both knees, one leg stays straight. Come back to three-legged dog. Draw your knee towards your nose, plant your foot, warrior one. So same pose we just did not too long ago. So get to your pose right away. Find stability here. As you root down, press your feet on the ground, engage your legs, your belly. Soften, keep the upper body soft, easy. Take your hands to the heart center, take a big breath in. Exhale, hold your left elbow outside your right leg. Now, the tendency here will be that back heel wanted to lift. If it does, step your foot forward a little bit more. Keep a strong foundation. Continue to wrap your right hip back. Last one. Bend your front knee a little more. Come back to center. Take a breath in here. Stay for the exhale. You're gonna frame your front foot, shift to the ball of the back foot. We're gonna revisit side plank here. We're gonna add a little variation. So again, option to hold, or you're gonna reach your right arm overhead, and then you're gonna cactus your arm and draw your right knee to your right elbow. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Find your regular plank. Feel free to flow or press back, downward dog. Lengthen through the spine. Allow the heels to get heavy on the ground. Bridge your left leg high. Left knee to left elbow. Slowly reach back. Twist to your right. Inhale, reach. Bend your knees, stack your hips open. Stay here, friends, or take your wild thing. Extending your right leg. Breathe into the heart space. Come back to three-legged dog. Take your time. You're gonna step your left foot forward, plant your right heel, rise, warrior one. Feel the pose. Listen to the breath. Notice the mind. Take another inhale. Palms touch. As you exhale, draw the energy to the heart center. We're gonna twist to the left. So hold your right elbow. Keep your back heel on the ground and press firmly through the hands. So very active here in this twist. One more. Press a little bit more through the palm. Inhale, come back to center. Stay for the exhale. And then frame your foot. Shift to the ball of your back foot. Find your side plank. Inhale, reach your left arm over your ear. Exhale, cactus, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Last one. Good. And then press back, child's pose. Roll the wrists a little bit. Take one more breath here. And then whenever you're ready, find your downward dog. We're gonna do one little drill here for handstand. So you don't have to go crazy, but you can if you want, and you're always more than welcome to move a little bit closer to the wall when you're playing with any kind of inversion. So this is our first drill. So from downward dog, you can even shorten the stance a little bit. Really spread your fingers nice and wide. Bring the shoulders over the wrists. You're gonna bend your knees and hop. Tuck your feet towards your booty here. So tuck your knees into your chest. Do this 3 to 5 times. Lock your elbows. So instead of kicking out, it's not a donkey kick, okay? So think about hips over shoulders. And try to land nice and smooth. And then find downward dog. Raise your right leg. Step your right foot forward. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Braid. Square off the hips. Open twist. Gaze back towards that right hand if you can. Come back to center. Inhale. Hands to the heart. Exhale. We're going to find a warrior 3. So raise your left leg. Open the chest. Notice if you start to fold, lift the heart. Take your hands to the floor, standing splits, fold here. See if you can work the palms flat on the ground. We're going to come back here in just a little bit. Fold, energize through the legs. You're going to draw your knee to your nose. So tap your left knee to your nose. Inhale, press back. Knee to nose. And reach back. Last one. Extend your leg. And then curtsy. Cross your left leg behind. Raise your right arm. Inhale, rise one-legged mount and draw your left knee with you. And then just cross your left leg over the right. Spread your toes. Lace your fingers behind your back. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold. Use this moment to slow down the breath, the mind, to soften a little bit more. Release your hands to the ground. Keep your legs the way they are. So that's where we're going to shift things a little bit today. You're gonna go into crow pose, but you're gonna cross your ankles. So come to the balls of your feet, keep your ankles crossed, your knees open wide. Take your knees into the armpits or high into your triceps. Spread your fingers. Start first just playing, shifting the weight into the finger pads. You don't even have to take your feet off the ground yet. Maybe you do. You take one, then the other. Breathe. Trust yourself. Trust that you can fly. Keep trying, keep breathing. Uncross the legs, but keep the balls of your feet on the ground, and then with your knees nice and wide, walk your hands forward for a malasana variation. So your heels are touching here. One more breath. And then slowly plank the hands, straighten your legs. Take a big breath in. And a slow breath out. Again, inhale. As you exhale, plank your hands. You can step, jump, move like you, to flow or to stillness. Allow the breath to guide you. Raise your left leg high. Step your left foot forward. Rise for your high lunge. So make sure you're lifting that back heel, right? So the back leg is strong, unless of course you want to bring your knee to the floor. Open twist to your left. Soften the tops of the shoulders, keep bending the front knee. And come back to center. Take your hands to the heart center. Big breath in. Exhale, 2, warrior 3, Vira 3. One more breath. Open the heart a little bit more. Take your hands to the ground for your standing splits. Relax your neck here. And then draw your knee to your nose. Inhale, reach. Again, knee to nose. Last one. Reach back and then curtsy. Sit low, raise your left arm. And then inhale, rise one leg in out and draw your right knee with you, and then cross your right leg over left. You can take your hands to the hips. Take a big breath in. Exhale, hinge at the hips. And grab your elbows with opposite hands. Breathe deeply into the back of the legs and the outer legs, the low back. Let your head hang. Relax your jaw. Option to stay here. Otherwise, we're gonna play with that same crow, but now the legs are in opposite direction, right? Not direction, but the opposite leg on top. So again, bring your hands shoulder width, Spread your fingers, knees into the armpits. Shift your weight forward, lift your gaze. Maybe just keep your right big toe on the floor. Maybe hover. Don't hold your breath. Uncross the legs, back to your malasana, so knees nice and wide. Now, you can even either walk the hands forward, or you can work a little bit on the bind here. So you can work towards wrapping your left arm in front, so bring your hand behind your back, and then the right arm as well. So eventually, well, we hope for, bring the hands to touch behind the back. A strap can be very nice here. I'm just grabbing my shirt and creating a little traction. One more breath here. Slowly release, hands to the ground, straighten the legs. Keep your right hand under the face, fingertips, or palm flat on the ground. Bend your right knee. Raise your left arm. And switch. Slowly fold. Breathe in, lengthen, and breathe out. You know what to do. Move like you. What is it that your body is asking for right now? Take your right leg high. Step your right foot forward. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Open twist to your right. Flip your left palm, reach up and back. Come back to your high lunge, reach your arms up. This time, we're gonna, play with a little arm variation here. So you're gonna lace the fingers behind your back. So we're gonna keep a bind, or you can grab your elbows with opposite hands. We're gonna go in warrior 3 once again. So keeping that chest nice and open, breathe into the chest. Firm up that standing leg. And then start to fold into your standing splits with your bind. Rinse those knuckles away from your spine, or release the hands to the floor. Now, both palms are gonna root down here, so we're gonna play with our second drill for handstand. So, I'm gonna shift here so y'all can see me better. So, you're gonna take your hands about shoulder width apart, so probably walk the hands forward a little bit more. Bring shoulders over the wrists, really engage the left leg, and do a little hop here. So you're gonna create an L shape with the legs. Make sure the legs are not wobbly. Breathe. Last one. Go back to the standing splits. Curtsy. Reach your arms back. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to the heart center. All right, good work. So you know we're gonna have to do the same on the other side, right? So catch your breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, plank. Your hands move like you. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Braid your left leg high. Step your foot forward. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Exhale, open twist. Flip your palm, reach up and back. Come back to center, inhale. Again, either lace the fingers here or grab your elbows with opposite hands. Take a big breath in and then slowly shift your weight forward, float your back leg. Start to fold. For standing splits, we have just 2 breaths here. Take your hands to the ground, adjust your stance here if you need. So walk the hands forward a little bit, and then start to add those little hops. So now you're leading with your right leg. Don't think about bringing both legs up just yet. Think about stacking hips over the shoulders. One side, it's probably much easier. Back to that standing splits. Curtsy. Actually, reach your arms back. And rise. Hands to the heart center. Close your eyes for a moment. Just thank yourself for the efforts, your dedication. Listen to the breath. Notice the balance, the energy, the heart beating. Especially after an inversion, right, often can be very exciting, or it can be a little bit chaotic, right? And for some of you, it may cause a little bit of fear, right? And that's okay, that's super normal. All right, so come down to the ground. Let's stretch the forearms a little bit here, work the wrists. And then before we start our cool down, we're gonna do headstand. So we're gonna prepare for headstand. So now in a tabletop, you can do one or both hands. So turn your fingers to face you. Keep your arm nice and straight. So you can do both hands or just one hand at a time. Curl the back toes under, take an inhale, exhale, start to shift your weight back as if you're going to sit on your heels, but you don't have to sit on your heels. This is great for those of you that do a lot of computer work, right? So sometimes we don't realize how tight our forearms actually get. One more breath here. And then slowly release. You can just sit on your heels for a moment. Roll the wrists. Lace the fingers. And just move around a little bit. Press your palms out. Good, and shake it out. Now we're gonna do the opposite. Now the top of the hand is gonna be on the floor, okay? So again, you can do one or both hands at the same time. So bring the top of the hand to the floor, fingers facing you. And same idea here, you're gonna Shift the weight back as if you're going to sit on your heels. Try to keep your arms nice and straight, so that's why sometimes it's better to do just one side at a time. And try to slide your shoulders down away from your ears. Good, and then release. Shake it out, roll the wrists. All right, so for our inversion, I'm gonna just give a couple of options here. Always feel free to move towards the wall. So if you don't wanna work with headstand at all, that's totally fine. You can stay with the dolphin pose and work on building the upper back, shoulder strength, really activating the core. So dolphin will be your forearms, elbows, shoulder width apart, curl the toes, relax the head, walk the feet forward. Hold it here 5 to 6 breaths. If you wanna to follow me towards headstand, you're gonna bring also your forearms to the ground. You're gonna wrap your fingertips around your triceps here. So that's how wide you want your elbows to be. Then you're gonna lace the fingers, create a little basket with your hand, and then the crown of the head comes in front of the hands, not on top of the hand, okay? So place your forearm down on the ground, create the little basket, take the crown of the head close to the hand, curl the toes, walk your feet forward so you're rolling towards the crown of your head here. Tuck one knee only, hold it here, see what it feels like. Maybe you roll towards that big toe, like almost you're gonna float the big toe off the ground. And maybe you do actually. Pull that belly in. Maybe you tuck the second knee into the chest. Pause here, and then slowly start to work your hips over the shoulders. Maybe you extend the legs up. Reach your toes up towards the ceiling. Squeeze the legs, breathe. Slowly with control, either tucking your knees or slowly one leg first, then the other. Stack your palms or make fists with your hands and rest your forehead. Take a child's pose. And then slowly release. Just roll towards one sit bone, then the other. Find a seated position. We can extend both legs in front of us. Rock the hips back a little bit. Take an inhale, reach up. And then exhale, fold. Remember, you can bend your knees generously here if you want. If you have a block, you can always place the block on the ground and rest your forehead. Just allow the back of the legs to relax. Two more. Walk your hands back on your legs. Then cross your right leg over the left. Bring your ankle in line with your knee. Right hand comes behind your back. Raise your left arm, curl the toes, and twist. Stay active as you press your elbow into the leg. Keep shifting your gaze back. Slowly release, take a counter twist here. And switch sides. Cross your left leg over the right. Sit tall. Left hand behind your back. Hold your elbow. Gaze back. So I'm drawing my belly in, pressing my elbow into the leg, and that left hand is really pressing down on the ground to help me lift through my chest, lengthening the spine. Twist a little more. And slowly release. Take your counter twist. Come all the way down to your back. You're going to take 2 rounds of back bends here. So first one, we're going to do this together. We're going to do bridge pose. So stack your feet hip width apart, parallel to each other. Press your feet equally and lift your hips off the ground. Option to walk the shoulders in, maybe even lace the fingers behind your back. Let your hands be on the floor, but reach your knuckles towards your feet. Two more breaths. Slowly lower your upper back, mid back, hips down to the ground. Windshield wipe your legs. Round number 2, you can do the exact same variation. You can go into full wheel with your hands by your ears, right fingers point towards your feet. Come to the crown of the head and then press yourself up. Or if you have a block, you can slide one under the sacrum and do more of a restorative bridge pose, which feels quite nice actually. Whatever you choose, take 5 breaths. Those of you taking a full wheel, whenever you're ready to come down, make sure you tuck your chin and then slowly bend your elbows to come out of the pose. One more. Once you come down from your full wheel or bridge, you can just raise both legs for waterfall pose. So bring the feet in line with your hips and let your legs be heavy here. So this is like an inversion as well. Take a few breaths here. You can move towards the wall and do legs up the wall. Two more breaths. And then slowly release. You're gonna take a happy baby just to release the low back a little bit more here. So you can grab your shins, ankles, or the edges of your feet. You can rock from side to side. And if you feel ready, just hug both knees in, wrap your forearms around your shins, forehead to knee. Say something kind to yourself. And then find your Shavasana, extending legs and arms. Take your arms away from you a little bit. Close your eyes or find a soft gaze. Once you find your pose, make sure you adjust your hips, shoulders. Take a lot of space. Come back to the natural breath, your natural rhythm. Relax your ankles. Relax your legs, soften the belly, the chest, shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. Soften your face, your jaw, and just enjoy, appreciate the peace and the moments of stillness. You may stay in Shavasana as long as you like, or if you're ready to move on with your day, start to deepen your breath, your awareness, as you breathe life back into fingers and toes. Perhaps gently moving your head from side to side. On your next inhalation, reach your arms overhead as if you're stretching for the very first time today. Then hug your knees towards the heart. Either roll to your favorite side or rock yourself to a seated position. Bring the hands to the heart center. Bow your head slightly here. Take a moment to pause, observe. And to express honest gratitude towards yourself, your body, for being so capable and strong, for showing up for yourself today. May you have peace, may you be happy, may you be free. from my heart to yours. Namaste.